It is what it is, though.
It is what it is. And it's all stuff that, the Cuban restaurant will exist in the future.
Yeah, and there's actually a pretty decent, like, Cuban food truck now.
The one that we pass all the time?
No.
Okay.
To be fair, that one is there, but I actually have never been there because we never see it. It's never open.
Like, it never looks open?
No.
Is it one of those things that it's like it's a night circus situation where, like, you have to catch it at the exact right time and they're only open at, like, arcane time periods that you will never know the secrets of until you've been invited to this Cuban food truck, and then you can eat there.
I think so. I think that's what it's like.
It's an arcane Cuban food truck.
Yeah, I think that's... Oh.
Are we still recording?
Are we still recording?
Yeah, they're talking about arcane Cuban food trucks, guys. Have you ever visited an arcane Cuban food truck? That it's only open when you think it's not, I don't know. But yeah, welcome back to Are We Still Recording? A podcast about a podcast. My name is Lyndsey.
And my name is Jordyn.
And this is what we're doing today. I'm hungry. So I've got food on the brain real bad.
I'm hungry too. It's okay. It's gonna be one of those days.
Yeah, it's almost lunchtime. I skipped breakfast this morning because nothing sounded good. And so I was like,
yeah, same.
I'll just wait till lunch.
I had a little breakfast, but it wasn't enough.
I looked at the granola in my car on the way over here, and I'm like, I could eat 3 handfuls of that if I wanted to.
Pretty much what I did.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'll save the pad thai. I'll save it for pad thai, and then eat a bunch of pad thai for lunch, and then gorge myself at dinner this evening.
Yes.
On lemon butter chicken and leftover focaccia.
No, we're making a new focaccia. She's in the oven proofing right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we made it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Made it on Saturday because it's like a process.
Yeah.
It's like you got to take out, because like we keep the starter in the fridge because like we don't bake enough that we need it out all the time. So you take it out of the fridge. It has to come to room temp, which takes a couple hours. Once it starts looking bubbly and lively, then you can feed the starter. Once you've fed the starter and then give it another couple hours to eat food and get extra bubbly, then you can go ahead and make your dough. And so after, it's 8 hours of getting the starter ready.
Yeah.
And then you can make the dough, which always has to proof twice. So you have to mix it, let it sit for about 30 minutes for the flour to absorb all the water. Mm-hmm. And then you can start like stretching it and mixing it and making, like, getting the gluten going.
She's finicky and special, and I love it.
And then after you do that, it has to sit at room temp or in the fridge. So we made some pizza dough that's in the fridge now that we're going to make on Tuesday.
Focaccia pizza.
You can do focaccia pizza. You can. We wanted to just make it like normal the first time, and oh my god, I'm so glad we did. But so it sat overnight. So we take it out in the morning. Basically, first day is starter day. So I guess it takes like 2.5 days really, because first day is starter day. So we took out the starter yesterday morning, fed it, made the dough last night, let it sit for half an hour, and then you have to like fold it a bit and like work the dough. And then it rested overnight in the microwave just at room temperature because we can't leave it on the counter with the creatures.
There are so many things in this household that would eat the whole thing.
Yep. And then when the dough doubles, which usually, so at like 9ish this morning, is when I turned it out and like shaped the dough a little bit. And then it has to do a second rise for 4 to 6 more hours, and it bakes for 25. It was like 27 minutes that we did. Ooh. So around 1, we'll check, because that'll be 4 hours, because she a big dough already. And so like, I don't know how much she's going to need to proof, but it's going to be a full pan of focaccia. So either like 1 or 3, we'll bake it today. And
I'm so
fresh focaccia.
I'm stoked.
It was so good.
In case it's not obvious, Jordyn has become a superstar sourdough baker into last week.
Far from superstar.
She's an expert.
Far from it. But this will be our second time making the focaccia, our second time making the pizza dough, the pizza crust. But the pizza crust, man, let me tell you. Mm-hmm. So I paused and gave Lyndsey a look.
Yes.
Let me tell you that like the specifics that some people go into with this is really intense. Like they're like, what's your hydration on this pizza crust? And I'm like, I beg your pardon.
What do you mean? What's your hydration on this pizza crust?
Right. Like, I know what hydration means, but what do you mean in this context?
Do I need to give the pizza IV? Like, what do you want?
Like, they want to know exactly what your ratio of water to flour is.
Okay.
Which makes sense, but it's different if you're doing whole wheat. So we have a whole wheat starter named Gibby, and then we have a like regular bread flour one named Reagan. And you have to name your sourdough starters. It's very important. They're called the mother. And you have to, it's a whole thing.
You got to name your mama.
Does
that mean you have to name the breads since the breads are their children's?
I don't know. We like jokingly thought about that, but we haven't. But like so we took out Gibby, the whole wheat one, on Saturday, something like that, and made pizza dough with it. But with whole wheat, you have to use a higher amount of hydration. So we ended up trying that. So we're going to see how this one comes out. I think we did 100% hydration on it. So like 1-to-1.
1-to-1.
But like with the regular one, people are like, use like 45 to 50% hydration, but like we have to use double for whole wheat. So we'll see. The dough feels right. It's kind of doing a slow rise right now. So it'll be ready for us to use on Tuesday.
Nice. And then like, I feel like people, like pizza dough is such a, like there's pizza. And then there's pizza that is an art form for the people that live north of here.
Yes.
Like, what is it, like Chicago style versus New York style? And
they're all completely different.
Yes.
And I mean, like, but yeah, I think even within that, there's like Brooklyn style and all sorts of stuff.
My hot take is Chicago style pizza is the best kind of pizza. I want it to be a pizza casserole.
Yeah, that's fair.
I want to have to bite through an inch of cheese.
That's fair. I mean,
to eat pizza.
Yeah. I mean, so we'll see. We don't have like the perfect setup yet. Like we don't have a pizza stone yet, which is apparently very key for it. But like honestly, ours came out okay. Like we would like to get a pizza stone, but like, you either have to throw away the starter when you feed it because like you have too much, or you make stuff with it. So we're just making stuff with it. So even though we don't have a perfect setup, we do have focaccia, which feeds us for a couple of days, and it cost us like 35 cents. So,
and we're gonna get super duper full of focaccia and lemon butter chicken.
Yeah,
and then we're gonna deal with some survivor's guilt.
Yeah. So it's Monday. We usually record on Friday, but it's been a weird week in general. But all that being said, we're recording today about our session we had last week on Monday. And so if you guys recall, and please go ahead and watch the episode. They're not going to be super long episodes because we're doing puzzle stuff right now anyway. But we just got in past the circular door with the glyphs on it and the runes on it that Raj and Sylvie went unconscious for. So we basically, like, as soon as we started up this session, Doggo has opinions. Doggo has opinions.
Leave it to the door puzzle to almost kill two of us.
Oh yeah, I mean that's classic.
It's a door,
classic. So then we basically like slip and slide down a slip and slide. And so ended up in like a dome underwater. Yeah. That had, like, I thought there was like water, wildlife, and fish and things around it, but there also doesn't really seem to be any land above us, which like doesn't fit because we're under a city.
It's giving me Pocket Dimension vibes.
For sure.
So like, I've got questions that were kind of answered, but weren't exactly answered.
Okay.
So like, we were still having to roll D100s when we cast spells, right? Last time?
I think so.
So the Pocket Dimension does not mute our spells, unfortunately.
Unless he's just doing it for funsies.
Yeah, and he wouldn't actually. He's keeping the tension high.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always being hunted for sport.
For sure. For sure.
In Manzione's games, we are always being hunted for sport.
For sure. And there was air in the dome though, because we were like, oh my God, are we holding our breath again? Please no.
No.
And there was a statue that was in front of us that was basically a marble Ioun statue, and she had a staff, and she basically just said like, I think, that's what it was. There were cracks in the dome. I don't think water was coming out of them yet, but there were cracks
like
in the
visible
glass.
Cracks.
Yes. And so I think when Galileo, Raj, tried to cast mending
yes,
on it,
Yes.
Ioun came to life. So yes, we did have to roll the D100s.
Okay.
So then Ioun came to life and said, welcome, I know of your journey, and basically said that there are challenges ahead of us made by the primes to ensure that only the fittest and not corrupted can help them succeed in this mission. And she said that one of us was a traitor, and that there was a note
that just fell down this porthole behind us.
Yep, and was on the ground and looked like old paper, recently written, but not no, there was really no giveaway in it, but it was written to one of us.
Yeah.
And basically said keep quiet, they don't suspect you.
Yeah.
You're the least likely to be suspected, so the blow is going to be the hardest coming
the
from
knife
you.
in the back will be all the sweeter.
Yeah.
Because they don't suspect you.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
And so she basically was find the traitor, and a countdown started again. And so it was another time puzzle, sort of.
It was a 20-minute timed puzzle.
Yeah, we had
which is a lot more time, which felt good. But I liked the visual of having a very large hourglass in the middle. Yeah, it was an hourglass with sand in it, in the middle of the dome. That was just a dripping sand
just an hourglass
down into the. So we were in the bottom half of the hourglass. That's how I see it in my brain.
Oh, I saw it. He said it was a chandelier, so I just saw it hanging up where your thing would be, and there was a big hourglass up there, and we could kind of see it emptying into it.
Oh,
that's what I saw.
Gotcha. I had the visual of there was a chandelier. But it was dripping out of the chandelier into where we were.
Oh, I could see that too. So there's an inverse globe above us, and we're in the bottom, the dome that we're in is actually the bottom part of the hourglass.
But it's still imagine if the top part of the hourglass was smaller and then inside the dome. So
okay,
that's how I
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
so there
was
a vestibule in the center of the ceiling that was just dripping sand.
Oh, okay. No, I think that's how I imagined it. Yeah, that's how I imagined it too. And so I'm trying to remember what exactly happened after that.
I think so. The first, Phoebe's first reaction was, well, maybe she's confused because Graymore has a passenger in his brain, and maybe that's what she's sensing, and maybe it's not actually for real. Maybe she's just she doesn't understand, and maybe she's getting a weird vibe, and maybe that note was old. Or something.
That makes sense.
So that was my first thought. And then after that, it's well, maybe she's getting confused because Galileo's here. And I was trying to see, do not a lateral puzzle exactly, but be okay, I understand that you are the knowing mistress and the goddess of knowledge, but I think that maybe you're confused.
Sure. I think that's fair. I'm taking my jacket off in case it was rubbing on the mic. Yeah, and so we kind of, we don't want to point fingers at anyone.
No.
And spoiler, obviously, in case you guys didn't watch the episode, but none of us were the traitor.
It was none of us.
But it was it also said the least suspected. So, because we were all just kind of is it one of Graymore's personalities? Is it the Lolth controlled one? Because we asked that question about can Lolth see through his eyes? And so what did Raj cast?
Suggestion.
Yes.
Because because Grimoire was I cast sending. It was my fault. I didn't mean it. And so he immediately came clean about casting sending and summoning Tiamat into the Twilight's Accord. And then, hi puppy. Kind of I feel that led Raj to be oh, well, maybe there's more stuff that he's hiding, and maybe we need to keep pressing just to make sure. But again, I never thought it was actually anyone.
No.
But the knife in the back would be all the sweeter because literally none of us in real life would have expected it either.
Sure. That's true. That's true. And then, the thought is Galileo is the neutral Switzerland of the primes and betrayers.
Yeah.
So is he being considered a traitor because he might be giving them some information so that he can I don't know, keep things balanced. I don't know what it is.
Like he's a good neutral party.
Yeah. So we figured we'd do kind of like our due diligence, and so Raj suggested like if you're hiding anything else to kind of tell us now. And I don't remember because he didn't say anything else, but he said he was definitely hiding things. Graymore said he was definitely hiding things.
He did. Was it? I think that Graymore passed on his saving throw.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then Raj read a deception check.
That makes sense.
Or it was reversed. I can't remember.
Yeah. But
nonetheless, spells were cast. D100s were rolled. Nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad happened.
That time.
Yeah. So then Sylvie is a rogue of the Cobalt soul. And so she's an inquisitive rogue. So like literally I changed her insight to be an intelligence-based skill instead of a wisdom-based skill because she's not really reading people. She's more like reading like body cues.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like set up her as like a quick lie detector with everyone just to kind of ask a few baseline questions. I mean, and then basically just ask like, do you think we're doing the right thing by going after the betrayers and trying to put up the divine gate? And everyone passed. I mean, everyone said, yes, we're all doing the right thing. Galileo did pause a little bit.
Yes.
As expected.
Which is understandable. Like if anybody's going to be conflicted about the mission, it's him.
Sure.
But like it's not with ill intent. It's not done from a place of malevolence.
Yeah.
So like, still fine. Sylvie was the only one who didn't have to take the lie detector test.
No, but Graymore did ask, and I responded.
Oh, right.
Because I didn't want to be
you did not want to single yourself out.
Correct. So I said someone asked me something.
Yeah.
And someone asked me the questions and see if I'm lying.
Because you can intentionally fail a deception check, right? Can you?
Well, you're not deceiving. You're doing a persuasion to persuade them that you're right. And so like either way, like it was fine because I think I did match with Graymore and I was like, I'm telling the truth. Like I'm not a traitor. So like
there was dice back and forth, wasn't there? Like there was
a lot me and Galileo because Galileo, I kept rolling under like an 8 and like I have the ability that if it's under an 8, it's automatically a 9. Or if it's under a 7, it's automatically an 8 or something like that. And
you kept rolling 19.
Yeah, because I have a plus 11, so like it's automatically a 19. Like 19 is the lowest I can roll to tell if someone's lying. So like, and it's specifically for like telling if someone is lying. So like that is what I do is tell.
That is what your character is designed to do.
Correct. So like,
I'm so glad you got to do that. I'm so glad you got to use that feature.
But we did run out of time by the time that Sylvie was done doing all of her asking everyone the questions. And so we did get the cracks in the glass were cracking further and further and more water was coming in and tiny creatures came in. I'm going to put a picture of them up right here if I can remember. Put that picture in.
You got this.
Because they're really cool looking creatures. They look like an octopus with like a mind flayer.
It's a skeleton mind flayer octopus.
Yeah. Because like it's like a mind flayer, but the mind flayer, like if its tentacles were all the like legs like an octopus, but its face was like blank and it was skeleton and creepy and it was really cool. Like its mouth like would open up and so a battle started.
Psychic damage. Its mouth does psychic damage.
Oh, yeah. Its mouth does do psychic damage.
Yeah. Mine too.
But it was a really cool battle. And Phoebe got her butt kicked.
I got my butt kicked a couple times.
Yeah.
But it's fine. And this is what I was running into during that fight. Because we are in room 1 of assumedly 12. There's 12 primes, right?
Well, yes, but I can't imagine he would have us go through 12 rooms. But maybe.
We're at the very least we were in the first room of a few.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like I was in wild shape and was immediately knocked out of wild shape and I was a little frustrated with myself because like I was going to mutate in the next turn. Not in the next turn, but it's like I had a plan to mutate. And I just had to like pick the mutation really quick,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to mutate to up my AC and text Mans about it
Mm-hmm.
while we were doing stuff. But before I could up my AC, he's like, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So like if I had been able to mutate up, my AC would have been fine.
Yeah.
And like they wouldn't have been able to hit me because it would have been +8 to my AC.
Oh my God.
So +3, +2?
+2 for twin fighting.
+2 for twin fighting, and then +3 from my armor.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can up my AC by 3 with a mutation.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So like
+8.
I would have hulked out completely.
Yeah.
And then I got knocked out of wild shape and got hit pretty hard, but it did not die, and that was okay. But then it's like, okay, I'll just wild shape again into something bigger,
Mm-hmm.
like a fire elemental. And I had it ready, and it's like, wait, we're in the first room.
Yeah.
And then I just re-wild shaped into something else. So
Yeah.
I did a moose ×2 electric boogaloo. What are you doing?
Just be careful. It's just not rubbing on the mic, because we will definitely hear that.
Ma'am, I love you.
Doggo interruption.
Sorry, guys. I had a dog in my lap. We were hanging out, chilling, but she decided that she was going to, she wanted to say some things into the mic as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'm a little bit worried.
Yeah, I think you
Because
should
I'm
be.
2 wild shapes down out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, I mean, like, Raj and Sylvie were unconscious.
Yeah.
Like,
You guys
before
came
this.
in low.
Yeah, so, like, fuck. I don't want to use one of my superior healing potions, so I'm hoping we can short rest and get some points back that way, because we need them.
We need them very badly.
So, yeah.
Maybe, like...
It's definitely going to be we're going to have to do some resource
management.
Yes.
And, like, I did not unwild shape, so I'm still a meese.
You're an elk.
An elk.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Still a big elk with extra AC.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm going to hold on to that for as long as I can.
I think it's you mutated to talk.
Oh, yeah, I can talk now.
Yeah, you mutated to be able to talk.
Yes.
But we finished that battle, which was good. We did a lot of damage to it.
But you finished the battle by being like, hey, Ioun is nobody. Please make this stop. It's no one.
Yes. And she asked, are you sure? And I had to roll a persuasion check or something. And I
rolled good. 16?
I don't remember. Something like that. It wasn't like fantastic. Her persuasion's not great, but like
it was good enough.
It was enough. And so then, so she told us basically like a door opened up to allow us to swim out and swim away.
The water started rushing out of the room.
Yeah.
And we had to follow the trail of the water out the door.
Yeah. And she told us that the Raven Queen was next, and we need how to reconcile with loss. And then I think Raj had the vision
of,
what did he do? Oh, he just tried to talk to her, right? I think he tried to talk to the
he tried to
RQ.
like commune with her really quick and
Yeah.
just be like, hey, do you have any pro tips since this is your puzzle?
Yeah.
And just gave him a vision of a lich. An unnamed, unknown lich.
Skull with a gem eyes and a crown above his head, and he reaches for his staff, and she put him into a sphere.
Yeah.
And like condensed him. And that was that.
Yeah.
So we have more puzzles tonight. I'm a little afraid because Man texted to ask what confirm our level and how many hit points I had.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I think he said max. I told him max. So I really hope he knows that those are my max hit points and not like how many I currently have.
Yeah.
Because currently I don't have very many.
What, you're like 14? Maybe.
Because I split lay on hands between me and Raj, which means I have no more lay on hands. That's a long rest. So I don't have any more of those. I have 17 hit points because I gave me and Raj each 10. So I gave him 15 total. So he has 15 hit points. I have 17 hit points. And that is it.
And like, I think I have 2 regular healing potions in my bag and the 2 superior healing potions as well.
Yeah.
So that we can avoid casting. And I know that everyone else in the party has an amount of healing potions. We have them.
Yeah, I don't know how many though, because like I don't have any more besides that.
Yeah.
I have the 2 superior ones and that's it.
Because we got them before we went to the obelisk. I'm thinking. I don't have any. Way back.
I usually write them down, and I don't have anything written down.
I believe you, and I think that we may have used them because Jace gave us those healing potions before we left the obelisk, so that Phoebe would not have to heal. And I think that everyone used all of their healing potions in the Gleeok fight.
I would believe that.
Yeah, that feels right.
So
that feels right.
Yeah, because I have 2 superior healing potions, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have 17 hit points right now. So a little spicy.
It's getting rough.
So we'll have to see how that goes. Mm-hmm. Next is the Raven Queen. I'm a little nervous. Any thoughts or opinions on what we got coming up with these?
I think that priming us with like, this is how to deal with loss. This is how to come to grips with loss. Yeah. And like, that is such, like, I feel like people use D&D to process things in their own lives. Mm-hmm. Often. Mm-hmm. And just kind of laying it out on the table like that, like, this is a puzzle to help you do this thing, mm-hmm. is a bold move mm-hmm. for Mans. But like, I think that like, it's cool and it's meaningful and I'm excited. Mm-hmm. I think that Cygnus would have greatly benefited from something like this. Maybe like put her in a room and been like, hey, you have to fight it out with your loss. But that's neither here nor there because we're in campaign 3. Mm-hmm. And like, I feel like we should have sent that message to Mom and Dad before we got here, but we didn't know. And hindsight's 2020.
Well, we didn't have a chance to either because like we just kind of ended up underground. Yeah, so like we're in it, but that's okay. We can do it if we survive this.
Yeah. So, and then we'll have the tools to deal with if they don't answer. Mm-hmm. That was my thought process. What you got any fun thoughts?
I initially thought it was going to be a like vision-based scenario and then you have to like choose something, but I'm worried we're going to have to actually like fight our loss because I imagined it was going to be like each of us was going to be in a vision.
Okay.
It's like Sylvie was going to lose Phoebe was going to lose Sylvie, Raj would lose like Galileo or, mm-hmm. you know, however they wanted to do it, but like something like that, like losing those people like closest to us. And then we'd have to like see how we process that grief before they could actually like see if we were worthy and able to handle this. Because like, depending on what we like, mm-hmm. what life choices you make from here sort of thing, like maybe we wouldn't be able to like handle it. Mm-hmm. But I think we're going to actually have to like fight our grief now. So it might be something similar.
I had not, like, I think that maybe I agree with you.
Okay.
I think that maybe Lyndsey as a person was like, I don't want to think about that. Because, like, at the beginning of the campaign, I was like, nope, if Sylvie goes down in combat, Phoebe will follow her. Like, Phoebe will go all out and not heal herself and just, like, because, like, there is, and, like, it got brought up, and it's been brought up in the campaign, like, mm-hmm. what would Phoebe do without Sylvie? Mm-hmm. Like, what if she just went and did her own thing? Mm-hmm. And she's like, I would never do that. I don't do that. And it's like, so what it, like, and Mans texted us earlier this week mm-hmm. to be like, what are your end goals? Like, what is your end vision for the end of this campaign? Like, mm-hmm. how do you see it ending? Mm-hmm. And, like, I've kind of already accepted Phoebe's fate. Mm-hmm. I guess.
Okay.
But like, what if he sent us that to be like, what if? Like, what if they do survive? What if it's the what if situation? What if? And so like, maybe he was priming himself for tonight.
Maybe, but he didn't ask for it right away, so.
No.
I don't know.
Maybe he was like sneaking it in there. But like, if we have to fight our grief, please drink a healing potion before you do that. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because I don't know if these are meant to kill us. Like these tests, like, no. Would they? But I mean, I guess like they would because they're protecting something in the Cobalt soul.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if the primes would like intend for.
Like how how jealously do they guard their secrets?
Sure.
How jealously does the Cobalt? So like, it's like, hey, like you went in and you are not passing the test.
Mm-hmm.
So you've
But you
seen
just, like,
too much already. So
but you just like not pass go, forget your memories, they're wiped, and you're left with 1 hit point at the beginning of the
they
puzzle.
pop you back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that.
I'm like, the Cobalt Soul's like, yeah, people just die in here all the time. Like if you're not ready, like your memory's wiped and you leave.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna let you leave with your memories intact, but
No.
there are ways around that.
There are ways around that, but like if someone really wanted it, they could just keep going back in. Well, you wouldn't want to go back in with 1 hit point though.
Nope.
That's true.
And you wouldn't remember.
No.
So you wouldn't have any way of like
doing the puzzles better.
Correct.
But it's like, I'm here for a reason, and they just keep getting stuck in this like loop.
They get like a little note that says, hey, you're not allowed back for another like like month or something.
This
like
world
that.
quest has despawned.
Yeah, exactly. Like what do they do to like there's gotta be some way that they like keep you from doing that.
There's like
that would be terrible.
It ports in the bottom and just like pops you up in the like the middle of like a forest somewhere. It's like you got kicked out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Like
you've been booted from this encounter.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think that there'd be options for things like that. So
yeah,
I don't know.
But then again, it's Mans.
Mm-hmm.
He's always trying to kill us.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
He always wants blood.
Yeah.
All the time.
So then what do you want for Phoebe at the end of this campaign, assuming she lives? What if she lives?
If Phoebe lives, she wants to reopen the tea house.
Yeah.
She just wants it quiet. Like she wants to have the tea house and she wants to know where her sister is.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe go explore the Feywild a little bit. Maybe open up a second tea house and like, ooh, there's the picture. So like, it's a tea house that's mirrored. So like, there's like a portal in the back, and you walk out into another tea house. Mm-hmm. But it's like a Cracker Barrel. Have you ever heard that? Okay, so Cracker Barrels are like, what's the word? They're like gray areas.
Okay.
They're like, you can walk into any Cracker Barrel in the South, and you will walk out of a different Cracker Barrel in the South. It is. How many Cracker Barrels have you been to?
A couple.
Okay, so you get that vibe.
Yeah.
And for me, that's always my like, I'm going on vacation. I'm driving somewhere. We're going to stop at Cracker Barrel on the way there.
Sure.
But like I saw, it's like an entropic field.
It's funny.
But a tea house that's a Cracker Barrel. So you walk in the material plane, you walk out in the Feywild.
Fair. That's kind of cool.
Fey trap, but not actually a trap.
Yeah.
But what about Sylvie? Like what Sylvie want to do if Sylvie lived?
Well, I mean, I guess it would kind of depend. Like if like Sylvie wants to protect her family, like that's the whole goal. So like I'm okay with her dying. Like if she dies, that's fine. Like that's I mean, honestly, all my other characters have died. It's fine. As long as they're dying doing something important, like that's cool. I don't think we're gonna fix the Great Calamity.
No.
But I think if we can do something important or helpful, I think that would be good. She'd like Phoebe to live because Phoebe needs to. And she would like, I mean, if the whole family can live, that would be awesome. But obviously we have no idea if our parents are alive or not. I don't think that Sylvie would like want to stay at the tea house, but like knowing she has a home to go back to is really all she'd want. And then she'd probably just want to keep, like, if the Cobalt Soul still exists, you know, like as a not company, but as a
an entity.
Yeah, like if they still exist, then she'd like to keep fighting the corruption and like fighting for people, and you know, with Jason Xerxes and stuff like that. But that would be kind of her goal. But like she wants to make sure that there's still a home in a Tulasi tea house, and
that there is a world to save.
Correct.
And like but there's that, like, I get it's not a Schrodinger's cat situation exactly, but like Phoebe would rather Sylvie live than Phoebe live.
Sure.
Because Sylvie has more potential to save the world than Phoebe does.
I disagree with that.
But like Phoebe is a businesswoman, and that's how I started the campaign.
Sure.
She's like, nope, I'm just here to make tea. This makes me happy. This lifes me.
Mm-hmm.
But Sylvie's already been out there doing missions and saving the world and like making a difference and like learning things. And like Sylvie has already like started attacking the problems of the world. And Phoebe's like, I just make tea. My sister is a hero. So if anybody needs to live, it's Sylvie because she's smart and capable. And I just make tea. So like, does that make sense?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I can see both sides of them for sure.
Absolutely. Like, you have to. So, like, that was my thought process. So it's like, if one of the twins survives and the other one doesn't, like,
having to live in the other person's situation where it's like Sylvie dies, but Phoebe has a tea house, and it's like that's our like dealing with loss.
Oh my god, no! The loss is like you get what you want, but you don't have your other person.
Yeah,
you don't have the twin anymore. So,
woof.
Ugh.
Woof.
I don't want that.
No, that sounds gross.
Like you have both or you have neither.
Yeah,
but like maybe that's what he's priming us for. Like, what if you only have one? But like, I don't want to make that decision, and I'm gonna feel shit if it's like Phoebe lives, you lost your character. Damn it! No, that's not fair. Like, that's not fair in real life.
Either way.
Yeah,
it's gonna feel bad either way. But I'm okay with if we all end up dying. Like, that's
I'm okay
too.
I would rather us all die and it be a board wipe.
Yeah.
Than some of us live.
Yeah.
And have to deal with that.
The survivor's guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Bottle cap down.
Bottle cap down.
Yeah. Okay. So then, do you think we're gonna each have to go through? Because I mean, this would have been Ioun's test.
Yeah.
Which was kind of like the Sylvie focused one in the sense that it was my option or my opportunity to be a lie detector.
Yeah.
So then we're gonna go to Raj. Are we gonna go to each of us?
There would be a cord test.
Yep.
So the cord is got to be like a test of strength. It's got to be a test of will.
Yeah.
For cord.
So are there going to be 6 total tests then, and we've done 1? And we did the door. We've done 2 technically, but like the first one.
What would?
Unless that was Galileo's to like know his siblings. I don't know.
Greymoorish would be weird and fucked up.
Sure would. They're all gonna. Yep. Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Like, are you facing yourself? Like, is your test to know yourself and to overcome? But like, each of these tests is doing that.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
Like, face your survivor's guilt and grief. Face your distrust, which none of us had. Go us.
Yeah.
Self 5.
Which I think was good for Greymoor because I think he just expected everyone to be like pointing
fingers.
And, yeah.
But nobody did because nobody would because it's not his fault. He's got somebody riding shotgun.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So like, what if? Okay, so Raj's test, and then who am I forgetting?
You, and I mean because you said Runeberg, so cord, and then it would be Galileo and Phoebe.
Saloon's test. Your shadow self. So like the light side and the dark side of the moon.
That would be cool.
That was my off the cuff. Like, what would that test look like? Like, what's the dark side of that moon?
I like that.
What's your night self?
I like that. I was gonna say it could also be like, I mean, similar in the sense like of like there's like loss, but then there's also like loneliness.
Yeah.
So like it could be something like in the dark by yourself, like loneliness. How do you do things on your own? Galileo.
He gets to make up the test because he's the Lexan.
Yeah.
He's like, guess what? So, everybody gets in A. No test. No test.
So, I don't know. I guess we're going to see.
What is the Luxon thing?
Oh, is it... Oh, looking it up. Looking it up because I don't know the answer. Let's see. A deity of light, rebirth, and possibility.
Okay, so what would a test based on those things look like?
I don't know, but I mean, if he's like,
yeah, like, that's fascinating.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll get there. We'll see. I feel like but chords has to be like a test your will.
Yeah, like strength and
what is your will of fire?
Yeah,
will of lightning, thunder. I don't know,
because he's storm god.
Yeah.
So,
and if we're gonna make like references to like the Stormlord,
Sky Daddy, aka Sky Daddy,
Critical Role. Where does your strength come from? It's your friends.
Yeah,
every time.
Going with Grog.
Yeah. And Yasha too, right?
Or was hers herself?
I guess I have to rewatch the entirety of campaign 2. Oh no.
Oh
poop.
Terrible.
It's the worst. A fate worse than death. Truly, I have to watch. How many episodes was that? 100.
They're all over 100.
Yeah.
It's like 120. So just a solid 500 hours.
Fine.
Of D&D.
Oh no.
I know. It's terrible. I have to do it again.
That's what I do all the time. It's fine.
But
I feel so bad for people that start talking to me about D&D in public because I can't turn the fire hose off. I can't.
You're like, are you sure you want to do this?
Like there was a kid in. So fun fact, I have gone back to college as a grown adult, and I'm having to deal with a lot of younger adults, which is interesting and fun. And my profile picture for my email is not the goblin, not the brave. And one of my classmates saw it and he was like, that's super cool. I love Critical Role. And he unintentionally plugged in the fire hose. And I just started vomiting about D&D. And he's like, that's super neat. And I'm like, I can't stop. I'm going to have to walk to my car. So we just split. And I'm like, I just have to stop talking. Because if I stand here, I could stand here for the next 45 minutes. And nobody wants that. Because we have to go to class. But it's happened several times in the last week.
Yeah.
At the WOA thing last night.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody started talking about D&D and I'm like...
You rang.
I
heard the call of my people.
Lyndsey's boss music starts playing and just enter from a different room.
You have to leave before Lyndsey starts talking to you about D&D or you're gonna leave.
Yeah. Sorry guys. And that's why we started a podcast.
It's true. It's one of the reasons. It's true.
Beautiful. Perfect. Well, any final thoughts?
I don't think so. I think that's it for the moment. We're gonna obviously see what happens with this next puzzle. I'm scared. Yeah. So I don't know if we can die in these puzzles, but I tell you what, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out because with 17 hit points.
If you die in the Cobalt Soul Labyrinth, do you die in real life?
I don't know.
What if it's all a dream?
That'd be cool too. Okay, guys.
Okay, anyway, so tune in next time to see how we deal with grief and loss.
Yeah.
Super fun topic.
Keep an eye out for more side quests, guys. Those are coming out as well. So we've got the things like, again, turning pets into D&D characters. So please, if you want us to go ahead and turn your pet or a pet that you know into a D&D character, give us a little blurb on them, give us a little vibe check. Always happy to see animal photos. You can always send those to us.
We will be better at turning them into a D&D character if there is a picture provided.
Yes.
If we have to know.
Want us to help you with a D&D character with either backstories or an NPC or a BBEG or something like that, and you want us to do like a random role character table for that, let us know as well.
Please give me your BBEGs. Please. I want to talk to you about them.
And yeah, we're going to keep making some side quest stuff for things, guys. So let us know. Look out for it. Don't forget to comment on the videos. Those help a lot with the algorithm, get us seen. And then if you hit the bell, you'll be notified whenever we upload a new video. So please be sure to do that as well.
Yeah. So we will see you soon. We hope to see you soon. Have fun out there, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On whatever your next adventure is.
Yeah. Have fun on your next adventure. Drive safely if you're in the car.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Nice. Perfect.
Oh, crap.